of the Purple Rain podcast. Once again, thank you for coming through to episode 159 of the Purple Rain podcast, the Dalen Hayes, AJ Klein, Denell Ellerby, Arthur Brown episode of the Purple Rain. I don't even know if I can say AJ Klein was a Raven. He played like 3 games for us. But welcome back to another installment of the Purple Rain podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain podcast. You can follow this guy on Instagram, on Twitter at Sutton Def. Follow me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod and on Twitter at simplyas10. And most importantly, our sponsor Manscaped. You know, if you go on there, want to get something nice for yourself or as a gift for somebody. Oh, Princeton just upset number 2 Arizona. That's pretty big, March Madness.
March
Good luck to your
Madness.
Nuggets. Yeah. If you want to get something from Manscaped, use code PRP, get you 20% off and free shipping. The Beard Hedger. Talk about it.
Yeah, man. The beard hedger is legit. As you guys know, I do rock a nice little beard here on my face. So when Manscaped sent us one of these, I was very excited to try it out. And I've been loving it so far. I let myself get a little bit scruffy. And I was gonna, decide to do a little shave. And it worked well the last time I used it. But what it says in the box here really kind of gives you a good idea of what this thing does. So it's a premium beard sculpting machine, powerful enough to craft your style in a single swipe. Listen, guys, these blades are for real. Like they don't mess around, right? So, and the good thing about it is you don't have to worry about going about switching guards all the time and whatnot for your blade. It literally does it for you. Like there's a little switch on it, right? There's like a little wheel that you turn, and it like adjusts the guard. So the beard hedger is super cool from Manscaped. It's a brand new product. Make sure you guys check that out. You can get it 20% off. Use our code PRP.
There you go.
Keep the beard. Look at the beard. Just wants to make a cameo on the whole episode. Nah, we won't do that. But look, thank you guys so much again for coming out to this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Real quick, for those of you guys who are noticing something, I may look a little different on this episode because I am streaming off of my phone due to technical difficulties. But shout out to the iPhone. I think it's going to do a great job. We'll see.
Indeed.
All right. So, Alex, before we
Yes.
get into what we came here to talk about, we got to bring up who's here in the live chat. I'm on my phone, but it doesn't matter. We got to bring them up. Dre is in here, says, "What's up, Purple Rain gang? What's going on, brother? How are you doing, man?" Denise is in the house. What's going on, Denise? Happy to see you here. SG, my guy, what's going on? NFL Prod is in the house as well. Long time no see, my brother. How are you doing? MDT Sports is in here. I see J Prime 235 in the house already firing off about Aaron Rodgers. Love it. We'll get into that. Dylan says, "What's going on, boys?" My guy Dylan. How are you, man? Zeke Kokage in the house says, "Yo, what's good, y'all? What's good, Zeke?" Yolanda is in here. What's going on, Yolanda? Tanja is in here. Hey, Tanja says, "What's up, PRP and the gang?" Showcase FTR is in the gang, is in the house as well. Flo Knows is in here too. Says, "Gang going on, gang." What's going on, brother? Yeah. So we got the Rain Gang in full effect tonight. If you're not watching this episode live, you are part of the hashtag Replay Gang. Thank you so much for coming out to this episode. Full disclosure, it's not going to be a long one tonight, okay? We're going to hit the nail on the head. We're going to get out of you guys' hair. So Replay Gang, we'll get a chance to hit this one up sooner than usual. But Alex, let's get into what we came here to talk about, right?
Yes.
So between Monday and today, a couple things have happened. Not a whole lot, but a couple things, right?
Yeah.
So the main thing being that on, Wednesday at 4 p.m., which is, we're a little bit over 24 hours removed from that. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson, he is able to now take calls basically and offers from other teams, like legally, like you can do that now.
Yeah.
So that has started, and like I said, we're a little bit over 24 hours from that starting, and we haven't heard any news yet. So only thing we have gotten, this leads into the second part of it, only thing we have gotten is a cryptic tweet, arguably a cryptic tweet from one Lamar Jackson, a couple of them. Well, I wouldn't say all of them. I wouldn't say all of them are cryptic. Some of them.
I think one of them is. I
one
go
of them
two
is
of
cryptic.
them. I'll go 2 of them just because I like. He's
okay.
Funny. He's a troll.
Yeah, he's definitely a troll. First of all, you see the big red boots he had?
I did
Definitely
I did.
troll vibes for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, love that.
But I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Now, Alex, we were going to talk about our interpretation of these tweets, right? So
Yeah,
the first tweet, well, the main one that's kind of up for debate is the one where he was saying 133, 3 years, fully guaranteed, and I need an agent with like the laughing emoji and the facepalm emoji.
right.
Alex, what was your interpretation of Lamar Jackson tweeting that yesterday?
I think that's what we offered him. A 3-year deal, $133 million, guaranteed, fully guaranteed. I really do. I remember a while ago there was a report how like the Ravens could offer him a 3 to 4 year deal compared to a 5 to 6 year deal in order for him to pay him again. And I wouldn't surprise me if they did offer him that as a contract. He'd be in top 10 paid quarterbacks, but nowhere near where he wants to be. It'd be fully guaranteed, but it's something the Ravens don't do, but they weren't willing to go all the way, which is why I think that was what they offered him. I could very well be wrong, but that was my interpretation. What was yours?
Okay. See, my interpretation was that yeah, that's what they offered him, but then he was also saying like, but I need an agent. Like he was saying it kind of like sarcastically, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like they offer me 3 years, $133 million guaranteed, but I need an agent. That's how I took it, like how he was
Okay.
saying it.
Okay.
Like I think Lamar thinks that it's a good deal, but I also think that he knows that he deserves more. He deserves better than that, because of the caliber of player he is, that he has been, and that he can be. You know, and just as unfortunate as it is, and we already know this, the Ravens are not all in on Lamar Jackson. They're just not. If the Ravens were 100% sold on this being their quarterback for the next 6 to 8 years, they would sign him to whatever he wants. Deshaun Watson money, sure, take it. Like we want you here, you know. Um, Now, of course, you would have to do a lot of other things in order to get pieces around him. But I mean, we pride ourselves on the draft so much. It's like, why can't we do that? Why can't we make that happen? You know. But
Homegrown
that's
talent.
exactly,
Homegrown.
exactly.
Yeah.
But that was what I took from Lamar Jackson's cryptic tweet that he made
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, all from the Adam Schefter report. I mean, Adam Schefter is going over, it feels like. Between Aaron Rodgers calling him out, Lamar
Yep.
Jackson calling him out with a tweet saying, he's basically throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks, which honestly leads me to believe that, like it's once again, nobody knows what's going on. And I just can't stress that enough because that's why all these reports, like nobody knows. So, and people are trying to tell Lamar that he's wrong. Bro, he's in that room with DaCosta. That's why I kind of didn't like. How are we going to tell this man that he's wrong when he is one of a couple people who knows what's going on? That's something I thought was very funny because it made 0 sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Shout out to the live Rain Gang. Tanja Bowman says Ravens have done nothing at all. The receivers are gone. Even if Lamar wasn't here, you still need a receiver, especially if Lamar stays. What are we doing?
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
For that, I mean, like we said, you got to draft, right? You have to draft. Like, if we're going to pay him the big bag, we can't, as fans, expect the Ravens to do both, right? Like, pay him a crazy amount of money and then go out and pay a receiver, a known talented receiver, a crazy amount of money, right? We're going to have to hit in the draft at that point. If it is like a 230 million plus guaranteed deal, which let me just come out right here and say, do I think that Lamar Jackson deserves 230 million guaranteed just like Deshaun Watson? Yes, I do. And the reason being is because that is the precedent. And I don't care who it was that said it. I don't care if it seemed desperate. It just is what it is. It's how it works. But also at the same time, I'm a Ravens fan first. And I do understand that, paying him that amount of money is going to hinder our chances at getting some weapons for him to work with. So you kind of got to take the good with the bad, but the priority is signing Lamar Jackson, making sure that
yeah,
he is on your team because at the end of the day, the AFC is stacked. You know the quarterbacks in the AFC. You got Aaron Rodgers
yeah,
coming on the way now. Jimmy Garoppolo is here. Like you have to be able to do something at quarterback. And if you
yeah.
don't have one of those special talents, then you're not going to make it.
And I think too, uh, the reason we haven't many moves is we can't. We have $7 million in free cap. We have this franchise tag holding us down, which is why it was such a big deal just to get them locked up. And this is what happens when you don't, and you can't make the moves that you want to. I mean, we both expected to lose Ben Powers, so that really didn't. We weren't going to re-sign him at all, even if Lamar was locked up. But there have been some signings, like maybe a receiver, or maybe another defensive back that we could have made that we can't because we don't have any cap.
Right.
So it's we're in a really tough spot. And I don't know how to get out of it because I'm not no cap guru, but that's why they get paid the big bucks, and we're here talking about it.
Let's see, my guy Black Daniels in the house. What's going on, Black Daniels? Says, our pride in the draft is a farce. It only applies to the onslaught of defensive players we draft by the ton. Eventually, some work out. Yeah. And the Ravens, they've tried. They've tried in the past. I mean, in the past 5 years, they've drafted Hollywood Brown in the first round. They've also drafted Rashad Bateman. Hollywood Brown struggled because I don't think he was the right archetype of receiver to fit in with that system. Also, the system itself was just trash in terms of like the passing game coordination and whatnot because of Roman. We know that. And Bateman's been hurt. So, two unfortunate things. And luckily, the first thing we have fixed, right? We've gotten rid of Roman. We brought in a new offensive coordinator, Todd Monk, and we're going to see what he can do with the talent that we have. But like Black Daniel says here, I mean, he's absolutely right. I mean, what the Ravens like to do in the draft is, normally they spend their capital on defensive players as a whole. But in recent years, they have been trying to go out and get receivers.
And also, too, I think last year when you got rid of Wink, you got to get rid of Roman, too. First time missing your playoffs in a couple of years. At that point, you have to clean the house, And I'm not saying John Harbaugh. I'm saying the coordinators. And look at Mike Macdonald. I mean, I may be the biggest Mike Macdonald fan there is. I just feel like just full clean house then. That's all. And they just didn't. So,
right.
That was,
Let's see. We do have our first super chat donation of the night. Thank you so much. This one's coming from Max Offit, dropping the 5-piece in the chat,
Mystic
man,
Max.
making it rain.
Mystic Max.
You got something for us, bro? I mean, for those of y'all who don't know, Max, I mean, he's got his ear to the streets. He knows a thing or two, man. I'm telling you, man. He knows a thing or two. Max says Geno Stone back is big, though. Allows McDonald to play that 3 safety look. Yeah, that is more news. Geno Stone did get re-signed. Love to see that. Geno Stone plays his ass off. He plays like a Raven. He's not the most flashy of players, but he's consistent. I mean, he shows up to work, and he gets the job done. He's not like a premier safety or anything like that. I mean, dude's solid. And I like him. I like him for that.
Could be. He could be. I mean, when he stepped in for Marcus Williams, he did pretty good. Didn't get a pick, but he forced a fumble, baited Tom Brady. I remember there was one play he outsmarted the GOAT and absolutely made a great play. I'm happy he's back because I saw we let him go. I was like, there's no way because we only have 2 active safeties, Hamilton and Marcus Williams. So obviously getting Geno back is huge. We still have our Darius Washington. Don't know if he's going to play slot corner or safety. It wouldn't surprise me if we draft another safety in like the 5th, 6th, 7th round, like a Chuck Clark, for a special teams guy. But I do love the fact that Geno is back.
Yeah. Thank you so much again for your super chat donation, Max. We appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
Let's see. We got something from Manuel's COD channel. Says $133 million for only 3 years is guaranteed. The rest is only virtual guaranteed. Even Pat McAfee said it in his show, with other former players agreeing. Yeah, I mean, we so the $133 million is fully guaranteed, and then there was $175 million he gets, if there's no injuries, things like that. I'm sorry. And then there's there's $200 million guaranteed for him if he stays for the next 3 seasons. So yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good, but he probably wants more guaranteed money.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Once again, this just should have been dealt with years ago, and now we're just stuck. It's the number one story of the offseason, and here we are. So
yeah, and like you said, this should have been dealt with years ago. I think after Lamar Jackson's 3rd season, they should have made him an offer that he could not refuse at that time.
I mean, won a playoff game.
Yeah,
and then granted, he did get knocked out of the Bills game, but it was a bad snap. I think it would have been the perfect timing to do it all. It's like, okay, well, listen, you just won, highs and lows. You won, but then you got hurt. It wasn't your fault. But let's go into the new season, and then with a new contract, We drafted Rashad Bateman, but nope.
The point is, Lamar Jackson, he gets you there. I mean, he makes sure that the team is in contention at all times. So it's like, and it just goes back again. I think about all the other quarterbacks in the AFC, Alex. I mean,
Oh,
you got Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, um, Aaron Rodgers. Now, I mean, you've got all
Joe
these
Burrow,
guys,
Josh
Joe
Allen,
Burrow,
hell,
Josh
Tua.
Allen, all these guys, man, Tua, all these guys. Like, you have to have a star-studded dude, like at quarterback. Like, it's just, it is what it is. Unless you just want to be mediocre, and I don't want. I would hate to see my Ravens and our Ravens be that team that's okay with just being okay. Like that hurts to see. And it's frustrating. So yeah, get Lamar back on this team, man. That's all I got to
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly.
Um.
Outside of
Yeah.
that, uh, that was basically that news with the whole the con. I mean, there hasn't been any other updates on the contract. We haven't heard of any teams. I think there definitely are teams, reaching out. I saw the Colts are one of the teams that could be interested in him.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw
Yes.
that. Irsay, I advised you don't do that. People born before 2000 already don't like you, so people after 2000 will hate you if you try to do this. So playing a dangerous game. You're messing with the old and new generation of Baltimore football fans. So don't do that. Um, yeah. So that was
Yeah. I don't think
that.
anybody would really like Lamar going to the Colts. Like, it just would be like, I mean, I guess, right?
That
You
to
know.
me, that doesn't make them a contender. I, their defense does not. They traded away their best corner. Darius Leonard was up and down last year. He wasn't healthy. I look at their offense. Him and Jonathan Taylor will be good. Uh, he'd have to be Superman all over again. That's what I think
For
it is.
sure, for sure. I mean, I think he would have to be Superman wherever he goes, because I don't think that he's going to turn into like Aaron Rodgers throwing the football, like no matter where he goes. He's going to be using his legs. He's going to be dynamic. He's going to be a playmaker, and playmakers a lot of time look like Superman. So I think that wherever he goes, he would have to kind of do that. Um, but with the Colts, I mean, do you think that with the addition of him, they could simply win the division? Could they do that?
Yeah, they can win their division. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you win the division, I mean, you're right there. You get a home playoff game. Like, I don't know. He could do something. He could do something. Um, but I feel like he could definitely do more with the Ravens. So yeah, I don't want to see that happen.
no,
It's not an upgrade for Lamar,
no,
basically.
no. I mean, if he went to the Jets, that's a different story because they have the receivers, they have a defense. I think they have a good head coach. But let's not. I don't even want to think about. Like I said, I don't want to think about another team except black and purple. The Ravens
Right, right,
purple.
right. Yeah. All right. So just to kind of wrap things up, let's talk about some of the other things going on in the league. I saw somebody bring up earlier that Orlando Brown is now a Cincinnati Bengal. So he goes from the Ravens
Up.
to the Chiefs
Ooh.
and now is a Cincinnati Bengal. Alex, what are your feelings about this move?
I mean, okay. I okay. It's a good move, I guess, for the Bengals. It's better than what they had, but he is shaky in passing downs. And this is not me saying it as a Raven, just as an NFL fan. Ravens fans and Chiefs fans are saying, even NFL fans. Um, it's an upgrade for them, but just watch out. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. But congrats to him. He got the ring. It's like the Ravens and Chiefs had that rivalry, and now like the Chiefs and Bengals had that rivalry, and he switched sides 2 times. That's something. So enjoy it.
Yeah.
But best of luck to him, except when he plays the Ravens twice a year, and stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope Orlando Brown is having fun, man, because it seems like he's kind of bouncing around from team to team, looking for a team to really love him the way that he wants to be loved.
Mm.
And he just hasn't put up like you said, he's shaky. He's been shaky in pass protection. Hell, I remember Adafe Owe slipping past him and forcing a game-winning fumble, just last year. So, hey, I don't know. But let me see. Oh, Tanja Bowman brought it up here. It says
Yeah.
Odafe was too fast for Orlando Brown. Bro has to get the ball out super fast, or maybe Ojabo will be on his side. Yeah, shout out to David
Yeah.
Ojabo too.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely. I don't think he will last his 4 years there. I think they got to pay Burrow and Chase soon. As crazy
Yeah.
as that sounds, so I just hope it all works out for them. Not really, but health is the most important. Health is wealth. Leave it at that.
Now, Alex, let's segue to this. How do you feel about? Oh, sorry about my dog. He's
Oh,
going
all
off right
good.
now.
All good.
But how do you feel about Aaron Rodgers
Bro,
intending to play for the
bro,
Jets? Go ahead.
what a drama! I watched the Pat McAfee show. I was there was 500,000 people watching, and this dude, man, like I said, somebody who didn't like Brett Favre, he does everything to be like him. He's just sitting there and just going on and how he was about to retire. He was 90% going to retire, and he goes in this darkness retreat, and he just wants to play again, bro. Okay, like, but if he does go to the Jets, which there's still stuff they got to get, the compensation, they're going to be a good team. That's going to be a hard division. The Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots. Um, I kind of hope it doesn't happen, just to kind of, somebody who's like so thinks highly of himself kind of gets told no, but it'll probably happen.
Yeah, I would probably assume that it happens too. Apparently, and again, sorry about my dog. He's kind of
Oh,
going
good.
off right now. But yeah, it's interesting the way that Aaron Rodgers is kind of going about the whole thing. Um, he's such a diva, man. He's such a diva. And like the fact that he's just like, I don't know, he's put the Packers through a lot, I would say, in the
Yep.
past couple of years. And now for this breakup to look like how it does, it's just like, damn, like you're not even gonna leave on good terms. Like,
Right. Right.
yeah,
Then he's gonna
I
sit
don't
here
know.
and he wants Randall Cobb with him, Lazard,
Right.
Mercedes Lewis. Garrett Wilson, uh, Corey Davis is there, Elijah Moore. So one of those guys has to leave for
Yeah.
your guys who weren't enough for you to do it last year. It's yeah. Other news: old buddy Hayden Hurst went to Carolina, playing for the Panthers now.
Hayden Hurst is another one looking for love, going from team to team.
And as much as I hated, he was a really good fit for the Bengals. I thought they should have
Yeah.
re-signed him. Him and
Yeah.
Burrow had a really good connection. Tore us up. Surprised he didn't stay there, but I guess it was the money.
Yeah. I mean, it's always the money. Money talks, man. But yeah. Let's see. All right. Tanja Bowman says Sutton's dog wants his attention. Yeah, he does. He does for sure. But listen, we're not going to hold you guys too long. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap there for this episode. Just want to kind of touch on, the things that we saw the past couple of days. Lamar having his cryptic tweets out, and then also Lamar now being able to be tampered with by other teams, and they can send him offer sheets and all that stuff. So if you're part of the hashtag replay gang, or if you're watching live right now and you just started tuning in, just hit that rewind. You know what I mean? Hit that rewind. But we're going to go ahead and leave it there. Appreciate you guys for coming through. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Sutton Def, just like you see on the screen right there. You can find this guy over here or over there on Twitter at SimplyAs10, on Instagram at SimplyAs10.prod. You can find us on Instagram at The Purple Rain Podcast. And like my guy said at the top of the show, go on manscaped.com and use our code PRP to save yourself 20% off plus free shipping. Go ahead and leave a like on the video for that as well.
Yeah, just a little like.
Leave a like and then go save yourself 20% off on some Manscaped, man. Listen, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys for coming through each and every time. Kimberly, thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
With that being said, I'm gonna let my guy Alex take us out.
Thank you for coming through episode 159 of the Purple Rain Podcast. And as always, stay positive, test negative. One more thing.
And never, ever, ever forget to call God, man. It's been episode 159.
Yes.
Wow, we're getting old. We're gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Go Arsenal.
Yes.